Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm the host, T Money. Today, I'm going to be doing my recap on the Bears and the Ravens game. Now, the Bears ended up losing this game, snapping a 4-game win streak. Let's get straight to it. So, in the first quarter, on the kickoff, Blackwell ended up getting a holding on a reception. And the first play for the Bears ended up being a play-action fake handoff for 18-yard first down to Colson Loveland. Then we ended up getting another first down on a crossing route to Odunze. Then a 17-yard first down for Odunze again. So early on, we had the ball moving, had the chains moving. So to get to the goal line, the Bears had 6 rush plays, 4 pass plays for 75 yards. On the first and goal line, the Bears ended up going to third and goal, and they had to settle for a 32-yard field goal. And the Bears went up 3-0 in that first quarter. Now, to march down the field like that, I definitely want to see points on the board. So the Ravens, no Lamar Jackson, ended up coming out with Tyler Huntley as their quarterback. And their first play ended up being a handoff for 4 yards to Derrick Henry. Then on their next play, Montez Sweat sacks Huntley. Then the Ravens ended up going on a 3-and-out as Zay Flowers get the reception, but is short on their first down. And the Bears come back out with the offense. Had a 15-yard rush for Mongai on the first down, a rookie. And on the 3rd and 6, the Ravens ended up picking up a legal contact flag, ended up giving the Bears a first down. And then Rome Odunze had a 21-yard reception, give us another first down. And on the 3rd and 7 for the Bears, ended up running a screenplay, which got us the first down. Screenplay for DJ Moore, got us the first down. And the Bears are unfortunately held on the 3-and-out, forced to kick a 39-yard field goal. And the score at the end of the first quarter was 6-0. So coming out in that second quarter, the Ravens get a first down on a reception for Zay Flowers. On the Ravens drive, they had 3 rushes, 4 passes for 40 yards. On the 3rd and 2nd, Tyler Huntley ended up faking a handoff and ran it himself for the first down. And the Ravens marched all the way to the first and goal line. Derrick Henry ended up getting a rushing touchdown, and the score ended up being 6-7. So the Bears ended up coming out. On the 3rd and 9, Caleb ended up getting sacked, and the Bears go 3-and-out on their possession in the second quarter. Then on the Ravens' 3rd and 3, a flag ended up being a pass interference, which got them the first down. And then they ended up having a 24-yard completion to Mark Andrews for the first down. And on the 4th and 2, the Ravens ended up going for it. Zay Flowers ended up getting the first down. So Zay Flowers was having a good game up until this point in the second quarter. Then Zay Flowers once again gets targeted for a 15-yard reception and then gets them another first down. So up until this point in the second quarter, the Ravens had 4 rush plays, 6 pass plays for 64 yards, and ended up getting to the 3rd and 10. Huntley gets sacked. And then they left their offense out there trying to get somebody to jump off sides on the 4th and 10. The Ravens ended up kicking a 42-yard field goal, and the Ravens were up 10-6. Now, the Bears was only left with a minute and two left on the clock by the time the Bears came out in that second quarter, and they had a 22-yard reception for a first down by DJ Moore. The Bears were forced to kick a 58-yard field goal, which ended up coming short by Santos. And at the end of the second quarter, the Bears were down 6-10. Now, at the half, Caleb Williams was 12 for 17 with 114 yards. Tyler Huntley was 11 for 12, 110 yards. So this was a good battle from both quarterbacks. So coming out in that third quarter, the Ravens get the ball, and they came out firing, man. A 36-yard reception for Bateman ended up getting the first down, which got them to the 3rd and 8, and the Bears ended up holding them to a 4 and 3, and the Ravens ended up kicking a 28-yard field goal, and the score ended up being 13-6. Now the Bears come out in a 3rd and 8 situation out of the shotgun. Zacchaeus is short of the first down, so the Bears get a 3-and-out on their first possession in the third quarter. The Ravens come back out with their offense, 25-yard rush for Mitchell, and ended up getting a first down. Then Tyler Huntley ended up rushing for a first down for 29 yards. So the Ravens up until this point in the third quarter had 6 rush plays, 2 pass plays for 76 yards, and the Ravens ended up settling for a 32-yard field goal. and the score ended up being 16-6. Then coming out in the fourth quarter, the Bears come out, a play action handoff, gets 13 yards for a first down by DeAndre Swift, which I really want to see more of this run game get involved, not too much pass heavy like they was in this game. And on the 3rd and 6, ended up being a reception to Rome Odunze for 28 yards. And on the 3rd and 6, Swift gets a screen play for 25 yards, which got us to the 1st and goal line. So as we get to the 1st and goal line in this fourth quarter, the Bears had 6 rush plays, 3 pass plays for 82 yards. And DeAndre Swift ended up getting a rushing touchdown in the fourth quarter, and the Bears were still down, and the score was 13-6. The Ravens come out, their offense come out, ended up running a jet sweep for Zay Flowers, and ended up getting them the first down. And then on the 3rd and 5, the pass ended up getting tipped and almost intercepted by Kevin Byard. Now, if we would have got this ball, it would have been a big momentum change because we just came off of a touchdown. Then we get an interception. So this is what I kind of wanted to see from the defense, get some takeaways. But defense is just not consistent if we're not getting those takeaways. The Ravens had a 3-and-out after the near interception by Kevin Byard. And then the Bears come out on the 2nd and 9. Caleb Williams ended up throwing an interception to Wiggins. This ball was forced. Caleb was frantic, panicking in the pocket, kind of forced this ball out and ended up getting it took away. And after the interception, Kohler for the Ravens ended up getting a touchdown, and the Ravens ended up going up 13-23. And this was a big momentum shift after that interception because we just came off nearly having one, then they actually get one. So score in the fourth quarter after the interception by Caleb Williams ended up being 13-23. So the Bears then come out with the offense on the 3rd and 10. Get a first down by Odunze on a back route. Then on the 2nd and 6, ended up being a completion to DJ Moore on an in route for 18 yards. Then the Bears ended up going 3-and-out. Once again, another 3-and-out. And they had to settle for a 47-yard field goal by Cairo Santos. And the Bears were still down 16-23. The Bears defense actually played a little bit better in the fourth quarter. They ended up holding the Ravens to a 3rd and 7. DeAndre Hopkins ended up getting a first down. Now, this play, it should have been a flag thrown because Hopkins kind of pushed off the DB, and it should have been a offensive pass interference. But they ended up giving DeAndre Hopkins the first down on the 3rd and 7 for 14 yards. And the Bears ended up having 9 penalties for 69 yards. So we got to cut down on the penalties, and our defense has to be way more consistent, and it needs to be more poise and composure by Caleb in that pocket. So the Ravens ended up getting another touchdown. Derrick Henry rushed for a touchdown, and the Ravens ended up going up 16-30. Now, by the time after that Derrick Henry touchdown, game was pretty much over with. You know, it wasn't really a lot of time left on the clock for us to work with. Caleb ended up throwing a bomb to DJ Moore. He caught it with one hand, ended up getting the first down, but we just couldn't score on that last drive. So the Bears ended up losing this game 16-30. Snapping a 4-game winning streak. So at the end of that game, Caleb Williams threw 25 for 38, 285 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tyler Huntley, the backup practice squad quarterback, went 17 for 22, 186 yards, and 1 touchdown as the Bears lose 16-30 for the Ravens. Now, next week, we will be playing the Bengals. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought about this game. I will see y'all next time.